what neighborhoods do you see being some of the hottest in Chicago in 2023?
Yeah. So this is always like a question we get kind of like all the time is like, what's the next hot space? I feel like in the previous years, it's always been like the Northwest Side or West Loop or something like that. I'm really liking kind of like the South Side. I think that's like a really good opportunity. I've done
Any
a couple
part in particular?
I've done a couple transactions in like Bridgeport,
Mhm.
McKinley Park, Bronzeville. I think like there's really good opportunities down there. I think the city is kind of just moving in that direction. Like especially like now that they're like incubating things in that neighborhood. Like Bronzeville just got their winery, like their first like African American owned winery in the city, which is
Yep.
phenomenal. And so I think like there's just more like
There's a lot of pulse.
even at the end of like the South Loop, like the entertainment district, like Motor Row has like blown up in the last couple of years, and so there's just more to do down there, and the prices are still really great. And land's cheap, so you're getting like new construction. Like there's just opportunities, so I like that. I still like the Northwest Side. I mean, obviously Porter's Park and like Jefferson Park are always like really, really great.
And good stays.
neighborhoods. Yeah. So I think like those neighborhoods are gonna do really well.
Yeah, I agree with you. For me, what do I think is going to be hot this year? I think what started last year, which I think is going to continue to boom a lot because of an inventory issue, is going to be Avondale. Avondale is one that last year, you asked people 5 years ago about Avondale, and they're going to say, wait, wasn't that in a 1950s sitcom Once Upon a Time? But Avondale is a neighborhood that obviously has seen a lot of attention starting last year in the single family realm.
We had a lot of multiple offers there last year. And
Logan Square, little
huge prices.
kid sibling, so to say. But I feel like they're really starting to identify on their own. There's been a lot of great restaurants that have moved into the neighborhood. Awesome transportation.
I love that little pocket on Addison, like just north of Addison, like where the highway is. All those like,
Elston or West Elston.
Yeah, like with all those little bungalows and like the boulevard streets, like they're just like 2 block long little boulevard streets. You're like, where did these come from?
No, for sure.
But it's like so cute.
Yeah, that's a neighborhood that I think is really gonna do well because they're starting to get that creep of the commercial, so to say, right? The demand started to pick up. The commercial is going to come in. It's got good transportation. It's got a lot of things going for it from that perspective. I think kind of even looking up to Irving Park is a neighborhood that I actually think is going to continue to grow. Old Irving has obviously always been very, very popular. A little bit east of that has done well over the years, but I've never felt like it's got really its pulse. Part of that was based on kind of the transportation could be a little bit more difficult from there, but that's a neighborhood that I think that is going to do well. I think this could be a big year for Humboldt Park. That's a neighborhood that I feel like it takes 2 steps forward and then takes a step back. Yeah. But I think this year really East Side, I think, will continue to thrive and could do really well from that perspective because we just start to see some things really go into it. And then on the North Side, I think Edgewater is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think Edgewater, and I also want to kind of say West Ridge.
West Ridge.
I think like West Ridge, like just the pricing has kind of like skyrocketed within the last little bit. And I think it's like the last unsettled neighborhood on the north side. Also, they're putting in that metro station at Peterson. And I think that is going to have just like really great appeal for that neighborhood just because transportation outside of the Red Line, which is on the lake, it allows people to move a little further west.
Totally.
So,
okay, so if you had to just pick one neighborhood out of everything we just had, what is your go-to for your hottest neighborhood of 2023?
I'm gonna say Edgewater, West Ridge. I think
that's 2.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind. Let's say West Ridge.
Hot West Ridge.
Let's say West Ridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get behind that. I'm gonna go with Avondale. I felt like the surface was scratched last year.
Yeah.
The attention was a little bit drawn, and I think this is its year to really shine.
I love that.
So.
Hot neighborhoods.
Hot neighborhoods. Is that one of those things that we're going to judge ourselves at the end of this year, too?
No.